big problems in River State right now.
Well, Adora, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
Thanks for having me this morning. I like the introduction made by Adora. It is not very correct for you to refer to me as the former chairman of EMOA. These are part of the problems. The issues are still sub judice. We have cases in court here and there. The Rivers State House of Assembly has legally extended the tenure of local government chairmen in line with the Supreme Court decision on the 11th of July that local government, the state assembly can extend validly the tenure of elected local government chairmen. As doing so will amount to extending the mandate of the people. So I'd like to leave that at that comment, and to say that it is not a big deal. I do not think that it is a big deal if the federal government withholds allocation to local governments who do not have democratically elected officials as in accordance with the Supreme Court decision on the 11th of July 2024. So what the government will do is enforcing the judgment of the Supreme Court. And I don't think there's any reason for anybody to bother about that. You have an option. The federal government will not willfully withhold allocation to anybody. But for those who are in default of the decision of the Supreme Court, where governors now think that local governments are at their whim and caprices. For instance, in Rivers State, as chairman of EMOA local government, the governor of Rivers State criminally withheld allocations meant to my council on a match, even when the tenure, as Adora has said, had not expired. He showed that kind of bravado, power of a governor, withheld allocations meant for the council, kept all of them for 5 months, and gave to his cronies, who used them to pay hotel bills, buy armored personnel carriers to drive around the local government, singing Gogongongo, Gogongongo. That was what we saw in Rivers State for 5 months. Whereas these monies had been earmarked to be put in projects. I had about barely 2 meters of asphalt to be completed in the 1.2 kilometer Ubimini Road, which is the one among the 5 roads I did as a local government chairman. I had monies earmarked to be put into projects, especially the completion of the LL Alimini Health Center, which we undertook. And also monies earmarked for the continuation of the High Court complex, which I brought to EMOA local government, having completed the construction and the handing over of an ultra-modern police station to the Nigerian police. So the records are all there. So what the federal government has done, and I want to use this opportunity to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is not enough to sit on a chair. The President is not carrying on to impress every Nigerian. Those who are not in tune with the happenings in government, who are the ones who will say, oh, the President is doing this, is doing that. But decisions have to be taken. We know, every Nigerian knows that the local governments were nearly becoming appendages or parastatal of the governors. So the government has come. You recall that the President Muhammadu Buhari issued an executive order which of course the governors did not obey. Here is the man who has said, okay, let us go to court. He didn't resort to self-help. If the president withheld an allocation meant for states, the way the governors criminally withhold allocations meant for local government, everybody will shout. You will see them shouting. But this president did not do that. He directed his attorney general to go to court. And lo and behold, the justices of the Supreme Court have said, no, that is not the intent of the Joint Account Allocation Committee. What it means is that you are merely a conveyor belt. You receive the money and allow the local government to administer their money. Having been a local government chairman, I can tell you that nothing impedes the local government from functioning. All you need is a man who has the fear of God to administer the governance to his people. And the records are there. The records, my records in MOA local government, is there for everybody to see. So it is only when we have served your people that you are free to live among them. It is a notorious fact that Chidi Lloyd lives in Ababu, my village. It is a notorious fact. So I have no business in Port Harcourt. I stay in my community. I know their pains. I know what they feel, and so on and so forth. So I don't see anything wrong in withholding the allocation. After all, it is not meant for the state. It is meant for local governments, and the only local governments who are democratically elected.
Okay, but of course, there will be a lot of people that will obviously look at it with what's going on in River State. They'll look at the political twist to it all. Can you blame such people?
Well, everybody is entitled to his own opinion, but the issue of withholding of funds is not a River State issue. After all, we also have situations in Kano State, in Anambra State, where I hear that the government is trying to pass legislation through the State Assembly for them to still get control or have control over the local government fund. So I don't want us to make the issue of River State a topical issue. What we have in River State is a governor who is not prepared for administration, a governor who is inept, a governor who has no capacity. And I said severally that rather than give him a beetle to learn how to drive, we made the mistake of our lives. We gave him a Mercedes-Benz. And now he's driving dangerously. He has left his lane. He's at another lane. A governor who comes out on national TV to abuse judges, to abuse the Inspector General of Police, who provides security for him. So it's unfortunate where we find ourselves. And I hate talking about the governor because we jointly and severally sat him on that chair. So we also have our own blame by bringing a man who told us ab initio that he's not prepared for governance, that he can't handle the office. So why blame him? Well, it's not about River State, it's about the Federation. And River State, the country has to move forward. Without River State, we have to move forward.
All
and
right.
of course, I believe that most of these issues will soon be resolved by the courts. The courts have spoken separately. The governor has continued to flout judgments of court, then runs to court to seek justice. I mean, the River State has become a theater of the absurd.
All right. I mean, when you say it's about the nation, but the River State is first part of Nigeria, and to build a nation, you must start from a state. Dr. Lloyd, absolutely. So
when you start from Abia, where you come from.
I come from Imo State.
Heard all of this. We have not heard all of this story. No, I don't like this rivers issue to be. It will soon be over because we speak. So I like to see why is that all are not talking about Abia State, which is a near example of what people who are prepared for governance are doing. I heard you talk about the governor of Enugu State. I mean, who would not talk about people who are doing well? Nobody gives a the point we are in Nigeria. No Nigeria really gives a damn how any of these governors wears their pants. All we want is governance. I was chairman of council according to Adora, but I still am, pursuant to the laws. I conducted free medical services for my people. In one of those events, we carried out 168 surgeries, free, pro bono. And you see that people are not interested in, the governor of Rivers State did this, he's doing that. No, we are not. But it's unfortunate we sold on credit. That is the way I liken the situation in Rivers State. We were duped. We invested in a business, and it is like we are importing things from China, and somewhere in the ocean, our ship sunk. That is the way I see it. So we were duped. We are investors who have been duped. We have gone back to the drawing board to see how we can correct this anomaly. Oh. Never again.
And Dr. Lloyd, what is on your drawing board?
And who are the investors?
Our drawing board is to see how not to make this mistake again. How not to bring an accidental leader to lead the people. Rivers State is too big for a learner driver. This state is too big for a learner driver. Okay. And we are seeing the consequences of a learner driver. He has left his lane. He has no respect for traffic lights, for traffic rules, and he's just heading dangerously. And people are clapping. Governance has not taken place here in the past, going to 2 years now, that he's been in the saddle.
All right. When you say accidental driver, one would wonder if he just emerged, because he went through an election. Dr. Lloyd, let's put the perspective. We're on national television. Let's speak to the issues as it is. I mean, if you say he's accidental, he went through an election, and then in almost 2 years in office, I mean, the conversation on Rivers State has been the imbroglio and the issues concerning, political godfatherism, whether he's supposed to be, loyal or not loyal. And of course, now we're in court based on what happened and transpired in the last local government election. So, like you said, let's let the court have its say, and let the verdict of the court be that which will decide. But when you say you're going back to the drawing board and then doing the right things, and those who made the mistakes are trying to correct it, it still sounds very political, and like there is a lot more undertone than the desire of the people.
I don't know. Well, you know that when Jesus spoke to his people, he spoke in parables, right? And as a lawyer, the English language is our tool. When I meant we've gone back to the drawing board, we will await the next election. That is, if he gets there. If he gets to the point where we will vote. I know where I will vote. And as we speak, I doubt if he's even a member of the People's Democratic Party, because all of the local government chairmen he put here. I imagine a situation where you know that the chairman and the vice chairman is a joint ticket. Somewhere in a chain, a local government they call a chain, where they allotted the seat to a political party known as AA. I think that was the party Adora contested sometime. AA, the Action Alliance. So now they allotted the seat to the young man there who they say won. Then 2 hours to swearing in. They dropped his vice chairman and swore in someone else. Adora, this place, honestly, I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed to come up on TV rather than discuss topical issues. We'll talk about Rivers State on a daily basis. I share part of the blame. That is why Adora is trying to say. I try to embellish what I wanted to say. Never again will we make this type of mistake. We must count on capacity. We must look at experience and so on. Nobody demands any kind of loyalty from the governor. What kind of loyalty? The loyalty you will demand from him is loyalty to the state. Loyalty for the rule of law. These other governors, Alex Otti, okay, you can say Alex Otti was not midwifed. What of the governor of Enugu State? Doesn't he have a predecessor? What of other governors? Are we the only people in this state? But this is what you get when you have an accidental leader. The man told us on the day he was to accept his nomination speech, he said, oh, he doesn't even know where to start. I don't know, you have the clip in your studio. He said we should have told him 20 years ago that he will be governor. And I agree with him. Here is a level 12 of a civil servant who rose astronomically to become the Accountant General of the state and permanent secretary. Then, see, today is the governor of Rivers State. I don't expect that he will not be driving dangerously. But the ship of state, we are all inside the vehicle he's driving. I don't know what will happen the next minute, whether we will hit an electric pole. That's where we are going to now. And we cannot jump out from it's so dangerous that we can't even jump. We are calling on him. Driver, can you stop? Stop, stop. We want to come down. No way, we cannot. Because he's on full speed. When a man has no respect for judgments of court, he will come out in the open and abuse judges, abuse legal luminaries who were called to the Nigerian bar the year he was born. It's unfortunate that we need to be talking about our leaders in this type of tune. But what do? Somebody has to say it. So the other day, I was looking at my voter card, looking at it, admiring it. Because that is the power I have.
So Doctor, don't you think that the inability of the governor to perform is as a result of the crisis, which I think virtually all political actors in Rivers State are party to?
I don't think so. This is when he should walk. This is when he should walk. And the people will be with him, not as Savannah, not regional support. When you feel you have fallen out of favor with your godfather, supposedly, and you think that your godfather is anti-people, you should work for the people. Let the projects commence. Let the projects be funded. Of course, he cannot also fund any project because he has no budget. This is the first I have read books, I have watched movies, I haven't watched any governor spend money without appropriation. By the grace of God, I was in the Rivers State House of Assembly back to back for 3 tenures.
So if he cannot spend money because he has no budget,
what the rules are.
Indeed, that's what I'm asking you. So if he cannot spend money because he has no budget and the state cannot function, isn't it because of the political crisis that still this is not possible? This is what Olede is asking.
No, the governor is suffering from some kind of megalomania. It's not egomania. You know, we were somewhere in Abuja, in the villa, when the president of Nigeria called a meeting of stakeholders of Rivers State and said, gentlemen, look, don't do this. And Mr. Governor, you assaulted democracy. That was quoting the president copiously. How on earth will the governor think that 12.5% of state assembly members will constitute the Rivers State House of Assembly? In a 32-member house, I've not heard that type of thing anywhere. And today, the Court of Appeal will say, don't do that. Send budget back to the Martins Amewule-led House of Assembly. The governor will send one paper to the other, to the other gathering. I don't want to refer to them as assembly because I'm a proud member. I was a proud member of that institution. He sends paper. They screen commissioner for him. Then they bring former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly to populate the hall where they sit. And then passers by, those who sell granite, those who sell pepper, they wave them. Come and sit down, so that the camera, the AIT will have people to focus. Is that how governments are run? I mean, can this happen? And that is why we are saying that the governor of Rivers State will grow the jurisprudence of this country. The legislature needs to look inwards. What happens to a governor who disrespects the Constitution? what happens? So this, we must review this immunity clause of governor. I was reading a paper some days ago, and some people chronicled how many times the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, had disrespected court judgments and court orders. This is a very dangerous trend. Any country that cannot be ruled by rule of law, then we are calling for the Hobbesian state of nature, where everybody will now be ruling, will be ruled by the rule of might. God forbid we descend into that kind of arena.
Okay, so Dr. Lloyd, I mean, what are the feelers that you're getting from the people of River State? Because, of course, you are you represent, the minds of the people in your local government, at least to this point, until the court
I
says
can tell you, people are not happy. Businesses, people are afraid to invest. People are afraid to invest in businesses here. Nothing seems to happen. And of course, nothing can happen in a state of despair, in a state of uncertainty. Even the governor himself doesn't know what will happen the next morning, other than go and get one ex parte order. He has over 40 ex parte orders. Only yesterday, he published a list of people who should come and answer to his what do they call it? Judicial Commission of Inquiry, and included names of dead people who have died in my local government. Their names appeared on the list. So you can see a man on a vendetta. I have a colleague of mine who is somewhere far away in the United States in school. His name appeared as a troublemaker in Port Harcourt. So his mind is set up. And of course, I want to thank the Commissioner of Police River State, who had earlier set up his own inquiry and went for locus inquo, went to see the state of destruction. I don't know how anybody can imagine that Chidi Lloyd will midwife the burning of infrastructure that I took time and pain and sacrifice to build the name of our local government. There is hardly any structure you find in the local government that was not built by me. Then I will now sit down and midwife the burning. I mean, it is odoriferous to the ear. But it's unfortunate where we are. I have gone back to my chaplet. Every now and then, the chaplet is inside the water. What God cannot do does not exist. God will rid us of this pestilence.
Oh, you've returned to God now.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Let's wait for his answers.
I guess on that prayerful note, that's where we're going to wrap up our discussion with Dr. Chidi Lloyd. Dr. Chidi Lloyd has joined us to take a look at the issues in River.